what is this? We have our own little opening? Oh my god, we do have an opening.
So, I didn't know you could contact people through telepathy like that.
I was about to thank you for a job well done on stopping that Inquisitor, but then I remembered how headachingly retarded you are.
Bruh.
Of course I can contact people telepathically. I'm the motherfucking Emperor.
Well, yeah, being the most powerful psyker ever, you would hope that that is an ability. And I mean, even I know that there have been moments during 40k where the Emperor personally telepathically communicated with people.
So why haven't you ever done that earlier? Like, before the text-to-speech device was implemented?
I have you fucking Chiquito.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has.
Times, in fact.
Oh, really? Huh. I haven't heard anything
They
at all.
didn't want to talk with you.
Telepathy?
No, I haven't, sir. I'm not a psycho.
Well, there you go.
Think.
Then shut the fuck up about it. You're obviously...
I mean, I don't think custodians are psychers, right? Like, the ones who, from what I know, have the most psyker abilities is probably going to be the Grey Knights. Although that probably varies depending on which legion that you look at, or which chapter.
I'm not aware that using telepathy to communicate like that can be really straining on the mind.
But my lord, aren't you the greatest psyker in the galaxy? Shouldn't a little bit of telepathy be like taking a casual killing stroll through a field of alarmed Eldar?
It was easier in the past, when my psyche wasn't ravished to lunacy, and splintered by the endless agonizing torment I received from sitting on this throne. Slowly but surely,
fair
I'm
enough.
having my soul torn apart by the entropy of the war grinding against the powers of my mind, while my body decays in perpetual pain, and I'm being forced to live through every second of it.
Poor guy.
Endless torment, my lord? Lunacy? Your soul being torn apart?
Do none of you know anything about
You
this?
don't have to remind me about what I just said, you fucking asshole. I'm not that senile just yet.
I didn't know it was like that, my lord. I'm so sorry.
Is this like from an in-universe perspective that they don't realize this? Because I'm pretty sure I know of this and it is stated, but maybe that's through the reader's perspective and like how the Emperor is kind of going through it, but everybody else just kind of sees the Emperor sitting on a golden throne and they don't realize what's going on behind the scenes. But I mean, they kind of have to, don't they? Like, they know that the Emperor is the one who keeps the... God. I forget exactly what it's called. Well, you know, the FTL travel that they use through the warp. Like, the Emperor is kind of like their guiding light through that. And it's only because of him that they're still able to use that technology. Or maybe it's like from a perspective of viewing the Emperor as a god. Therefore, like, literally nothing would bother him. And thinking that it would be a burden on his mind is actually heresy, maybe?
Isn't it obvious? I've been sitting here on this fucking throne for 10,000 years, slowly rotting away while constantly powering the Astronomicon and fighting off the horrors
The
of the warp
Astronomicon,
at the
yeah.
same time. It's no walk in the fucking park, you dipshit. Just sitting still without moving for this long is horrible. Can you even...
Oh, bro. I can't even imagine. Like, you don't understand the difficulty of literally just, you know, sitting still and not doing anything. Well, in the Emperor's case, he is doing a lot in his mind, but physically not moving, just intentionally for long periods of time. It is a task.
And begin to imagine the muscle cramps I have experienced. Also,
Oh boy,
my nose
yeah.
has been itching like a lawnmower ever since I was put here.
Like a
It
lawnmower.
doesn't even exist anymore, but it just keeps itching. And I know exactly who to blame for it.
Ergo, I hate you and everything you stand for. But
Bruh.
fan bitching is probably the best thing you ever invented. And then he'll explode, destroying mankind, and then he will join us as a new Chaos God! Just as planned!
Why am I not surprised that this is the voice that they gave her Zinch? And yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first time we ever seen the Chaos Gods in Emperor TTS.
All this excitement and torment is getting me so damn horny.
I mean, you always are. Also, I must appreciate that we added jiggle physics to Slanesh. Like, specifically, we have rigged the booba to bounce.
Command as hard as you can.
The ever-living motherfucking cock biscuits stole my chain axe!
Damn.
My Emperor. To think that you suffered this absolutely
Wait, that was Korn, right? Oh, yeah. Of course it was. For whatever reason, I was looking at Nurgle and I'm like, that's not Nurgle's voice.
atrocious fate to keep mankind alive. You truly are the graceful guardian of our entire species.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. So yes, sitting on this throne for an extended period of time is absolutely grade A fucking awful.
No wonder you use profanity all the time.
Shut up, you fucking cockstogies. And my fucking nose is killing me fucking damn.
I know. Let's change the subject. Maybe that'll get your mind off it.
Do it fucking fast. I'm feeling a giant warp storm in town.
Oh yeah, he does do that occasionally.
Those trail legions, huh?
Everyone, you have to listen. It better be important, number 87453. We are busy staring at this piece of metal.
Your average Adeptus Mechanicus. That reminds me. Man, I'm so hyped for Mechanicus 2. But also, I should definitely, well, before that releases, revisit Mechanicus. Because I really enjoyed my time with it, but we only played the base game. We did not play the DLC, which I do currently have now. Maybe try a higher difficulty too, because we kind of steamrolled it through the mid and the late game.
We've received absolutely technorific news.
Technorific?
Did they move Toaster Sex Day today?
Even
what?
better. They've
Even
found
better
a
than
new
Toaster Sex Day?
STC fragment on a planet right on the border of the system solar.
STC
in the
fragment.
so-called Arroyor subsector.
I learned about these STC fragments from, well, some of the questions that I asked during the, I think it was Russian Badger's video on Space Hulk Deathwing. Then I'm like, why wouldn't you just, exterminate us on that Space Hulk? That's because there's just so much valuable technology on there that would be the absolute last resort, and honestly, it's basically raising the white flag and surrendering at that point. Because the technology there is just way too valuable.
Is this really true? Yes. An expedition fleet is on its way right now.
Oh, I just oiled my robes.
What? I see. So that's a Mechanicus way of, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Am I still alive?
No.
Oh, damn, I'm still alive.
Magnus, Bullrim, Perturabo, Mortarian, Lower Guard.
All the Primarchs?
Enron, Alpharius Omegon, and fucking Horus. My sons, created in the laboratories of Luna, made out of my very own genes. To think that they would ever fucking betray me.
Well,
My lord,
they all have their own daddy
Veritans,
issues.
Vulcan, Roble Dawn, Robert Gullivan, Sanguinius, Lionel Johnson, Jagathai Khan, and Corvus Corax remain loyal to you.
That's still not fucking good enough. I mean, I was a great fucking father to all of them, even if they all had their obvious...
Yeah, sure. Although I have heard many different perspectives on this from many different people within the community. I think until I know more exactly about how it went down, that I'll save my judgment for later, but also there are certain elements to that story that is kind of like changed here and there. There's been some bits that have been retconned, and even the videos talking about the same subject have just different info on them. But I think it's safe to say that there was an issue with the system that the Emperor developed, and it ended up leading to this.
Was Magnus being a nerdy fucking bookworm, and the Psyker not ever being able to stand up to the brothers who bullied them over it. Fulgrim being a sissy fucking brown noser who would rather indulge himself in his secret quest to obtain more fabulous hair than me. To this day, he has not succeeded. Perturabo was always so volatile and childish, constantly bitching and moaning when he didn't get as he wanted. Mordarian constantly smelled like shit from day one. Lorgar was a brainwashed choir boy with a massive victim complex.
Choir boy.
Conrad couldn't stand a little fucking sunlight, and kept feeling persecuted by his fantasies about a dark and depressing future. Angron was constantly mad. Like, extremely, earth-shatteringly, unreasonably fuck-ass mad. Probably.
Yeah, I was about to say, Angron was a good boy until he wasn't. And it's not his fault entirely. I don't know about every single Primarch story, but from what you guys have told me, I feel like Angron's story is like the saddest out of all of them.
Because he had those fucking nails in his brain. Alpharius Omegon had huge anonymity issues, and fucking Horus started off nice and friendly, but then he decided to stop trusting me when I left Forterra and became an edgy rebel instead, leading all traitor legions to Terra, and then put me on this fucking throne.
I forget Horus's whole thing exactly. I'll need to do more research into the Horus heresy. But I think he ended up believing like some false information that was given to him through chaos corruption or whatever. And during the entire fight, he believed that he was saving the Imperium of Man, when in reality he was going to be the reason why it would be destroyed. So that was very unfortunate. Extremely overtly unfortunate.
Right, my lord. It is no wonder the most flawed sons of yours betrayed you. The pure, noble, and flawless ones were to remain, naturally.
I'd agree with you, but no. Even the loyal ones were flawed as fuck. Leman Russ was bigoted, self-righteous, unnecessarily rash, and had a fetish for wolves. Ferrus Manus was a brutish-ass crack with a survival of the fittest mindset, thinking all quote-unquote weakness within the human species needed to be destroyed. Vulcan died all the fucking time, and was always too damn nice. Rogaldorn was—
Wait, Vulcan died all the time? Is Vulcan like immortal or something? Well, I mean, they were made from the Emperor's genes, right? So they would also be, oh god, what's a term for that? Eternals? Eternium? Once again. No. It's perpetual, right? So wait, does that mean that all the Primarchs are also perpetuals? Or only some perpetuals? Or am I just reading into this incorrectly and Vulcan just has his own thing going on where he just doesn't die? And I'm pretty sure the way perpetuals work is that, like, you know, if they had killed the Emperor, then the Emperor would be reborn somewhere. Like, he's not, like, invincible, but he will continue to exist, I think. But then again, I also don't know too much about perpetual, so I think I'll leave it at that for now.
just way too uptight and brutally honest, never being capable of even telling a white little lie to make someone feel better about themselves.
Damn.
Rob Gilliman always acted infallible in his steadfast clinging to everything being held traditional, plain and unconfucking-ventional, yet wasn't as infallible as he wanted to believe. Lionel Johnson was just a mess, being both a self-absorbed, spiteful and envious prick and an honorable, courageous and dutiful warrior at the same time. Fucking confusing. Jagat Icon was always so fucking reckless and constantly hyped on speed. And lastly, Corvus Corax was always so infernally fucking angsty.
Oh, I see, my lord. Wait, what about Sanguinius?
Don't
yeah, we
talk
haven't
shit
even mentioned
about
him.
my fabulous fucking hawk boy. He
Right.
died for me, so be grateful.
Alright, of course. Well,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sanguinius died. That was also during the Horus Heresy. I think he took a attack for the Emperor, and then all of his Space Marines are kind of cursed with, like, bloodlust, and they think everybody is like Horus. I think that's the right one. Let me just double check. So wait, then no. This ties back into the conversation about perpetuals earlier. Then Sanguinius is dead, so he can't be a perpetual. Not all of them are, if that is what's going on with Vulcan. A nascent thirst had awoken within the Legion, and the psychic aftershock of Sanguinius' death at the hands of the War Master had cursed their souls with what would come to be known as the Black Rage. Warrior overcome with the Black Rage appears half mad. He is unable to distinguish past from present and does not recognize his comrades. Yep. Poor Blood Angels, man. And Sanguinius did his best. And it looks like even Horus respected the guy, but yeah.
what about those other two Primarchs? I don't even remember their names.
We don't
I don't
talk
know.
about them.
Why?
Because we don't talk about them.
Right,
Nobody
I'll ask
talks
you.
about them.
However, I just cannot understand why they'd betray you.
I know, right? I mean, sure, Lowerguard grew up on a planet full of chaos worshippers, but that doesn't mean he
Yeah.
couldn't start using his fucking brain. Especially once I came along to straighten him out. The rest seemingly just did it because they either were corrupted by chaos through Lowerguard, took too much offense when I told them I had some daddy things to do back on Terra, or when I tried to correct them when they were doing stupid things.
I have to ask, since that's apparently my duty nowadays, why did you not tell them what you were going to do back on Terra?
Well, what was I supposed to say? I can't just tell my own children that I'm building a gate into the webway because I need some booty and Eldar prostitutes are cheaper and a lot less shot.
I'm sorry, what?
I said,
To me, this is now the canon reason. My man was down bad. He just had to do it.
I can't just tell them that I'm building a gate into the webway because humanity needs some booting up in its transportation department and Eldar webways are safer and a lot
Okay.
less shot than warp travel.
Oh, that's what I thought.
I see, yeah. Must have misheard it then. My
I
bad.
could not take any risks with this project, and telling my sons would indeed have created unnecessary risks. Their trust in me should not have swayed when I left. It's not like I'm demanding full access disclosure to their everyday lives, even if I am their father. I mean, imagine if I had, for example, stepped into Lionel Johnson's room and been all like, hey sonny, how's building that homosexual nightclub coming along with?
Oh yes, I fully understand, my lord.
In fact, as well as returning to Terra to build the human webway, I guess you could also say that I was testing them to see how my sons would work together without me to guide them.
Well, we saw how that turned out. I mean, maybe if the Emperor was more involved with them, then potentially this couldn't not have happened. Although there was that whole weird thing, right, where before it used to be like Chaos just randomly flung them all across the galaxy. And then in another one, it was the Emperor's wife, who barely gets mentioned, just shot them off throughout the galaxy because she was scared of their lives and wanted them to grow happily, I guess. But I definitely feel like we missed a crucial part of the growing up process for these sons of the Emperor. So I guess from that kind of view, it's understandable that they would have doubts about the Emperor and some mistrust towards him.
As it turned out, not much better than regular humans left to their own devices.
I see. Can I ask about another thing?
You're going to anyway, regardless of how I answer. aren't
Yeah.
you?
Pretty
Even if all
much.
of your sons are obviously flawed, isn't there anything good about them? I mean, even the ones who betrayed you? Is there anything good you see in them?
Well, now that you mention it,
Oh, I guess we'll wait for next episode on that one.